You're gonna learn how to shoot the basketball. So when you start shooting the basketball, start with the fundamentals of shooting the basketball. So learn first how you hold a basketball. So if you're young and you have a hard time holding a bigger basketball, start with a smaller basketball. Also start with your hoop being lower. So then you're not having to overexert, create bad habits throwing the hoop. So ideally you wanna put your hand, if you're young, so you hold the basketball so you can hold it here. Over time, you want to move it more towards the side, but hold it here and then put your other hand in the center of the ball, right? So that's the key first. So then you come up and you get in your shooting pocket. You don't want to throw it. You don't want to do these things, bad habits. You don't want to do two hands and shoot it. You want to learn how to shoot correctly from the beginning. Because if you learn how to shoot correctly, you will only progress and become a better shooter. If you learn bad habits, then it will take you a lot longer to unlearn those habits and start over from scratch. So start off learning how to do it correctly the first time, so then your speed to success or speed to shooting more efficiently as you get older will be better and better. So you want to work on your shot with your follow through. So you come up, come through, and follow through. If you flick it off your wrist, right? If you flick your wrist, you're going to see a lot of spin on that basketball. If you don't, that ball's gonna have no spin on it. So the goal is when you come up, you flick, that wrist comes up. Your eyes should always be focused on either the front of the rim. Steph Curry likes to look at the two things where the nets come in. You can pick something, you can pick the back of the rim. It's really up to you. Different people believe different things work better for them, but ideally you wanna look, I prefer to look at the front of the rim versus the back of the room. Some people prefer to look at the back of the room, but you want to aim at something so then you can get that ball over and score. So come in, form shooting is just nice and easy. You just take it easy, you don't really use your legs. Come up, try to get as many swishes as you can. The more control and the follow through that you have, the better you'll be. So you just have to practice over and over. So you want to get to the habit of making 10, 20 of these in a row, and then work on even being better so you don't hit any rim and you get higher arc. So then it just goes up and in. You're just here practicing and working on that form. Shooting is a thing of mechanics. So when you do the exact same movement over and over again, you'll get better and more efficient. Then it just matters if I want to shoot further away, I do the same thing, but now I just use a little more legs, add a little bit more power. And same thing, the further I go back, the more I get. I'm gonna work on adjusting my shot so it's nothing but net. So anytime you start shooting 3-pointers or free throw shots and you're missing, come back and just do your form shooting drills so you can get the touch. The key with this is getting good touch on the ball, nice and controlled. So again, I hit rim. Everything tells me a story of how I shot that ball. So I have to make an adjustment so it goes back to a swish. And so I might just start shooting a little bit higher. If my shots are barely clearing the rim, I need to work on some touches. If I'm a shorter player, I need more arc. That's good. If I want, to work on a faster release, I do it here, right? So I make these little adjustments, right? So I can consistently improve my shooting technique. I know this might seem boring and very basic, but this is how Steph Curry and the greats get better. They work on this. They see the ball going in. They keep seeing going in. And so let's say I've made 10 in a row. I've made 10 swishes in a row, right? That's it. If you're having a trouble time using both hands, if you've gotten the habit of using both hands, you can practice by just using one hand. This is a great drill. Just one hand, getting the touch. If you want to work on improving your other hand, same thing. Make an adjustment, just use your one hand, really focus on the follow through, the touch, and then take a step back. Same thing. Get your rebound, come up, hit the front of the rim. So I'm gonna make an adjustment. There you go, nothing but net, that sweet sound of that swish, right? Make the adjustment, that's it. So every time it gives you feedback, you just have to listen to it, right? So what did I do there? Shot was a little low. I need to put a little more arc on it, a little bit more touch, and then I can get that swish. All I'm doing is making those adjustments, right? I made it, but I hit the back of the rim. So make the adjustment, pay attention to what I'm aiming on. Maybe use a little bit more legs, just depends. In the beginning, I work on just with the flick of the wrist from there, and then I start working on using more legs the next time around. So I come back. So now that I'm a little further, same thing. 10 from here. Sweet sound of that swish. So if you can get in the habit of making 10 from all these spots consistently and getting further and further back until you're at the 3-point range or the college 3-point lane, right? Free throws, obviously the further you get back, the more power you need, but the form should never change, right? The form should never change. You might just need to bend your knees, flick your little wrist a little bit more, make those slight adjustments. But like I said, the form and the mechanics should never change. If you get to the point where you're starting to throw it or your arc is too low, that means you're past your shooting where you can shoot. So you make adjustment, come back in. Start making this. It's fine. Don't get caught up trying to score 3-pointers when you don't have the strength or can maintain your form. Be disciplined about focusing on the basics. You'll score more buckets, you'll be more deadly, and as you get older and better, you'll be able to shoot further and further away. So you're at that point, if you've done 10 from all these spots, 10 from here as well, right? Notice how I'm not jumping either. I'm just really working on building the strength up in my wrist and doing that. So I consistently just drain those shots. And it's just about the same mechanics, the same form, making adjustments, getting that swish. And even from the 3-point line, right? I'm focusing on my strength, my wrist, so I'm here, not jumping. Oh, slightly off. If I'm off up close, I'm gonna be much further off, further away. So I come back, make that adjustment, come up, and then it goes in. But what do I need to take? It told me a story that it hit the rim, so I need a little bit more arc. So again, make those adjustments. It's slightly off, but that was better. So you just keep working on that 10, 10, and 10. And then I'll come back here, and then I might do 10 where I'm actually doing more legs, a little more jump. So I work on my touch again, get that down, and then I do the same thing, and I work my way back. 10 here, 10 here, 10 free throws, 10 middle, and then 10 3-pointers. So if you get that good, you'll consistently be able to drain shots and be able to score at will. So practice hard, work hard, do the form shooting drills, and get better.